How anxious attachment can push avoidance further away. Have you ever wondered why someone who loves deeply can sometimes make the person they love pull away even more? Why does an anxious partner's desire for closeness sometimes create more distance instead of bringing two people closer? The answer lies in the hidden emotional cycle between anxious attachment and avoidant attachment styles. An anxious person usually seeks reassurance, connection, and emotional security because distance feels painful and threatening. An avoidant person often values independence, personal space, and emotional control because closeness can feel overwhelming. When these two attachment styles meet, they can create a powerful but confusing relationship pattern. The anxious partner often fears losing the relationship, while the avoidant partner fears losing their freedom. This difference can create a painful cycle where one person reaches out and the other person retreats. At first, the anxious partner may appear caring, loving, and deeply committed to the relationship. They may send more messages, ask more questions, and constantly seek signs that everything is okay. Their intention is usually not to control the avoidant partner, but to feel emotionally safe again. However, the avoidant partner may experience this constant need for reassurance as emotional pressure. Instead of feeling loved, they may start feeling responsible for managing someone else's emotions. This can activate their natural defense system and make them create more emotional distance. The anxious partner then notices the distance and becomes even more worried about losing the connection. They may increase their efforts to get closer, hoping that more love will fix the problem. But for an avoidant person, increased emotional pursuit can feel like losing the space they need. This creates a cycle where the anxious person chases while the avoidant person runs away. The more one person reaches forward, the more the other person steps backward. Many people misunderstand this dynamic because they believe more love should always create more closeness. But healthy connection requires emotional safety, not just strong feelings or intense attachment. An avoidant person may not be rejecting love itself. They may be reacting to emotional pressure. Deep inside, many avoidants want connection, but struggle when they feel their independence is threatened. When they feel chased, criticized, or emotionally overwhelmed, they often protect themselves by withdrawing. The anxious partner may then interpret this withdrawal as proof that they are not loved enough. This creates even more fear, insecurity, and attempts to restore the connection. The relationship slowly becomes focused on fixing the distance instead of enjoying the bond. One of the biggest challenges for anxious attachment is learning that love cannot be forced through constant reassurance. Sometimes, trying harder does not create closeness because the other person feels less emotional freedom. A healthy relationship requires two people who can feel connected while still maintaining their individuality. For an anxious partner, the most powerful change comes from developing inner emotional security. This means learning to calm their fears without always depending on their partner's immediate response. It means understanding that a delayed message does not automatically mean rejection or loss of love. It means creating a sense of safety within themselves instead of searching for constant external validation. When anxious partners become emotionally grounded, avoidant partners often feel less pressure. They may begin to experience the relationship as a safe place instead of an emotional demand. This does not mean an anxious person should stop expressing their needs or accepting unhealthy behavior. Healthy relationships require honest communication, emotional openness, and mutual effort from both partners. The goal is not for one person to chase less because they care less. The goal is for both people to communicate from a place of confidence instead of fear. Avoidants also have their own emotional responsibilities within the relationship. They must learn that complete emotional withdrawal can hurt their partner and damage trust. A healthy avoidant partner learns that intimacy does not mean losing independence. They understand that allowing someone closer does not make them weak or trapped. When both partners work on their attachment patterns, the relationship can transform completely. The anxious partner learns to create emotional stability within themselves. The avoidant partner learns to tolerate vulnerability and express their emotions more openly. Together, They can create a relationship where closeness and freedom exist at the same time. The biggest mistake anxious partners make is believing that if they love someone enough, they can remove that person's fears. But emotional healing cannot be done by another person alone. Each individual must face their own insecurities and understand their emotional patterns. An anxious person's love can be beautiful, passionate, and deeply meaningful. But when fear controls that love, it can accidentally create the distance they are trying to avoid. Sometimes the strongest way to bring someone closer is to stop chasing from a place of fear. When you become calm, confident, and emotionally secure, you create a different energy in the relationship. You no longer communicate the message that you cannot survive without the other person. Instead, you communicate that you choose them while still valuing yourself. This emotional balance can make an avoidant partner feel safer around you. They may begin to lower their defenses because they no longer feel pressured to escape. Real love is not about holding someone tightly because you fear losing them. Real love is about creating a connection where both people feel respected, understood, and emotionally safe. Anxious attachment can push avoidance further away when fear controls the relationship. But awareness, patience, and personal growth can slowly break this painful pattern. The moment both partners stop fighting their attachment wounds and start understanding them, everything can begin to change. Because the healthiest relationships are not built by chasing or running away. They are built when two people learn how to stay connected without losing themselves. If you found yourself in this anxious and avoidant cycle, remember that understanding the pattern is the first step toward changing it. Love is not supposed to feel like a constant battle between chasing and escaping. A secure relationship is created when both people learn to communicate, heal their fears, and create emotional safety together. If this video helped you understand attachment dynamics, make sure to subscribe for more psychology insights about relationships, emotions, and human behavior. Remember, the goal is not to chase someone harder or run away faster. The goal is to build a connection where both people feel valued, respected, and truly understood.